Uh,
Hello, every. Way to yawn at the start of the podcast. What a good start.
3, 2, 1. Nothing. Just
Oh right, I should probably do that. Yeah, here. Okay, I'll start again. Ready? 3, 2, 1. iCarly theme. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Broken Thumbs, the only place where you can find two men talk about a film that has women in it.
so we didn't rehearse that
No, we
at all.
didn't. No, we definitely didn't. I gotta drop the ball on that one.
I wasn't sure it was actually happening until just now.
That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of
What
which,
kind of
by
in
the way,
denial?
hello, I am Cole from famous YouTube channel Cole's Corner, and by famous I mean it exists, so it's famous in that regard. Some people don't get past that part,
Yep.
honestly. Some people don't. You know,
That's true.
They get
You know,
stuck on the
not
Google
just
login.
anyone can make a YouTube account.
That's true. I guess that's technically true. Yeah, some people can't make one. You know, the elderly, the deceased, babies. You know, there's
People who lack an internet connection.
Exactly. See, exactly. You get it. And with me, as always, is my co-host James.
Yep, that's right. I'm here too.
I'm going to apologize immediately. I'm sniffling like a motherfucker. I'm very sick. But we didn't record an episode last month, so I'm gonna push through it so we can record an episode tonight. James,
And I'm me and like monotoned and kind of boring, so I'd like to apologize for that as well.
You're apologizing for your existence. I'm sorry that I'm here. He had no one else to talk to films about. I kind of got roped into this experience.
I thought he would be more social and get more friends, but here we are.
Well, I'm social enough. I'm plenty social.
That is what people who are social say.
Yeah, I definitely don't go to like tournaments and then leave after I lose. No. I would never. No.
True.
I try not to because it feels bad to do that. Because it just seems like you're just like a jerk. Oh.
Well, you know, if you've lost, and it's not like it's like a Smash game. Like maybe you might learn something.
Yeah, and I also like talking to people. I should probably do that more often. Anyways, we're not talking about my personal problems and whatnot. James, how have you been?
I've been good, pretty good. You know, chilling, relaxing, all cool. Yeah.
I need you to talk for like another 20 seconds while I pull something
Another
real quick.
20 seconds of me talking.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. Why would you need that?
talk about
You doing something with the audio
no
levels?
No. Talk about the fighting game that whatchamacallit, league people are making.
The fighting game that the league people are making?
Yeah.
Man,
You know about that?
Riot's making a fighting game.
I think it got
and
some people got to
it could
try
be
it
good.
out. Some people got to try it out, and apparently it's very fun.
Oh, that's good.
I'm really
Riot
excited.
seems to only, you know, drop bangers and also League of Legends. So, like, I imagine.
All right, okay,
like, you know,
we can move on.
If they're gonna make a fighting game, it's probably gonna be real good.
All right,
they're also working on an MMO, and like, I'm excited for that.
All right, shut up. That doesn't matter. Warner Brothers quest to build a better Aquaman sequel. 3 reshoots, 2 bad mans, and non-stop test screenings. This is the thing I want to talk about.
Headline you just read me?
Yes, from the Hollywood Reporter. Sorry. Yeah, I stumbled on this because someone made a fake tweet about how they apparently lost the. Well, yeah, but there's like a photo that they made of like a fake news article. You had to like look into it. You're like, oh, this is a fake article.
Okay.
That said that apparently the sequel of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the footage was lost somewhere in Warner Brothers. That's not true. That's a lie.
I did see that tweet.
Yeah, that was a fake tweet or fake article. It's just apparently they're going through a 3rd set of reshoots, and the movie comes out in 3 months.
Well, you know, like that's probably a good sign.
Yeah, it was postponed several times. Wait, it was supposed to come out in December of last year?
Yep.
Okay, and like a CC movie Brother the Flash, has now spanned 3 regimes at Warner's. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So it's weird, right? Because they put a lot of money into this film, there's no way that they're going to like there's no physical way they're making their money back on this movie, right?
We might be surprised. The first Aquaman did really well, despite like all Zack Snyder stuff not doing fantastic.
Was that directed by Zack Snyder?
No,
Zack Snyder.
but it's like
That might have helped.
It's like that era of stuff.
Gotcha.
I think he was a producer on it, but
I think it did well because it was like one of those so bad it's good, like the cheesy, corny movies, and people really liked it because of that.
I think people just thought it was a Marvel movie.
Yeah, actually, it had
It's not dark and sad and terrible like the other Zack Snyder movies. It's like all bright and vibrant, and Jason Momoa is a cool guy.
And like,
and we used to like Amber Heard.
This might sound weird, but I found the fight scenes in it to be very fun as well. Like, it was just a very fun experience.
It's a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. When they kiss in the middle of the battlefield, and like it's like supposed to be this emotional moment, like people are dying around you. Now is not the time for
the crab army fighting.
Crab army.
Yeah.
God, I kind of want to put that movie on after this. Oh God, it's so bad, but it's so fun.
Speaking of DC, I, while intoxicated, rewatched James Gunn's Suicide Squad the other day.
Yeah.
And I really like that movie.
That's the second one, right?
It's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's on my list. I've been meaning to watch. What was the movie that came with the show that came from that?
Oh, Peacemaker.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that because I hear only good things from it. But I've
heard mediocre and good, so that's pretty good.
You know what? It's better than most of the Marvel stuff that's come on television.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
Let's see. So Hamanda
can't not be.
So I'm still reading this article. Another concern for the film was Batman. Hamanda wanted Michael Keaton's version of the character to be akin to Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury in the Marvel movies. Okay. An elder statesman who could pop up in various films, as well as the now shelved Batgirl in the Lost Kingdom. But shifting release dates muddled things. At one point, The Lost Kingdom was set to open March 2023, several months before Keaton's return in The Flash. So let's see, 2 months after Abby and DeLuca took over Warner Brothers, Ben Affleck joined for a round of reshoots, but the movie was moved again. So now I think the latest cut of the film features neither version of The Dark Knight, according to the sources. So they did like 2 sets of reshoots for Batman for this Aquaman movie, and now they're not using any of it.
All right.
Let's see.
Well, I'm glad people got paid.
Yeah, good for them. Let's see.
Don't know what else I could say about that.
I'm just double checking. It's unclear how Safran's transition shifted the movie's fortunes, if at all. Insider says the filmmakers were in the dumps over the seemingly never-ending post-production process and waterlogged test scores. However, the skies may have cleared with the new reshoots. Oh, thank God that the Hollywood Reporter is clarifying that the movie's now good. Don't worry, it's not going to be bad.
Yeah, it was going to be bad, but now that we got those extra reshoots in,
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Gunn is said to have weighed in on the most recent cut, and the leadership approved a 5-day shoot. So they had the film, and they're like, we need like 5 more days to reshoot some of these things. Sources say the shoot went so well that Wan and company completed what they needed in only 4. I don't believe that. You should have taken like another 5 days. What the fuck? It was greenlit at $205 million budget and shot during the pandemic.
Of course.
And that's just from the first set of shooting. The reshoots have only raised the price.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Wait. It's the last of the DC Extended Universe? Wait, then why have it? Wait. So they're releasing... Hold on. Sorry, I gotta wrap my head around this. They're releasing a Marvel or a DC movie set in like Zack Snyder's universe after they released The Flash, which was a reset, right? Am I getting this right?
That's my understanding, but
Huh.
I don't wanna be too declarative. I've kind of fallen off.
Yeah, that's huh. Well, I hope that goes well. Surely nothing bad will happen with that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it could be
There's
good.
so many goddamn ads on the Hollywood Reporter. Jesus Christ. The CPU. Oh my god, it went up to like 80% because of just that one website. Holy shit. I know, I need ad blocker. I know, I know. You think I know how to work anything computer related?
It's just an add-on to your browser.
I don't know what that means. You're saying words. You lost me at ad.
Cole says, ads? No, I want less of those.
Stop giving me more ads. I want less ads. You're not helping.
This is the opposite of what I'm trying to do
You
here.
know what? I'm just gonna say it. Stop mansplaining to me. You stop Kensplaining.
You know what? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to help you out a little
Yeah.
bit,
Right, yeah,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
now I'm the villain.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of explaining things to people and becoming a villain for it, you guys want to know what movie we watched?
That's right. Oppenheimer.
That's right,
No. It was.
because he was really smart.
I did like the Oppenheimer meme where people were like, yeah, the guy who created the bomb that explodes and kills millions of people kind of feels bad for creating a bomb that explodes and kills millions of people. God, what a shocker.
It's crazy.
Who would have guessed he feels remorse? I'm like, yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, well, it's what it
Anyways.
is.
Anyways, no. So we sat down and we watched Barbie. I know we're
That's
behind.
true.
We're behind
The
the
first thing we did
craze.
was sit down, and then we watched Barbie.
Listen. I know we're behind. I know the craze is over, and you know this isn't the content people want to see. But there has been no movies that have come out of any interest or decency, because filmmakers won't pay their writers well. So yeah, that's where we're at currently, and that's where we're gonna be at for a hot second while we find movies to talk about.
That's right.
Please, Hollywood, listen to this sick man. Just please, I'm dying. I need new movies that are good and written by people who are paid well. Come on, Hollywood. You think they'll do for them? You think they'll trick them?
Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were gonna reach an agreement, but now that that's happened,
I mean,
I
how
think
could
we're
they
gonna
not?
get there.
I think we got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, would you like to talk about the film now that I've done my bit?
Uh, yeah. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's make it happen. Let's dive right in.
Let's dive right into the shallow pool because there is no actual pool. It's just kind of like a flat
Oh,
texture of a pool.
I thought you were gonna call it the movie Shallow. I was like, well, hold
No,
on.
no. So I know usually we like go step by step over what happens, but I feel like we really need to for this.
I like that we say that. We haven't done that in like 5 episodes.
That's true. We haven't. Maybe we should for like just to switch things around. You know?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess should we I guess discuss what happens first and then get into all the
Yeah.
all our thoughts?
Yeah, we could do that. So to like simplify the story, Barbie is about a place called Barbie Land, where all the
Yeah.
Barbies and all the Kens and Alan
Mm-hmm.
all live in a perfect world controlled by Barbies, where the Barbie's the president, and then they have like their council of Barbies, and everything's perfect. And one day, average Barbie says, "Do you guys ever think about dying?"
Stereotypical Barbie.
Stereotypical Barbie, whatever. Stereotypical Barbie says, "Don't you ever think about dying?" And that's when everything goes to shit. She starts having weird thoughts, her legs flatten instead of being up on their tippy toes. And she's told by Weird Barbie that she has to go to the real world to find out who was playing with her to make her have those feelings. She goes there with a Ken, and while she's trying to find this girl, Ken learns about literally everything in the entire universe, which is horses, the patriarchy, and beer. I think that's like just the general list of things that he's.
That's right. Horses, trucks, beer.
Yeah, basically the American dream.
America.
The American dream,
Yeah.
basically. Um,
Base.
the base. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, I went to the IMDb, and I was like, maybe it'll tell me each Barbie's like theme. No, it's just
Nope.
Barbie, Ken,
They're
Barbie,
all
Barbie,
labeled
Barbie.
Barbie and
Everyone
Ken.
is just labeled Barbie.
And then there's a Midge.
There's Midge. Oh god, that's fucking funny.
She was discontinued.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Back to what we were saying. Sorry. Anyways. So Ken goes back to the real world while Barbie's picked up by Mattel. After she has like a talk with one of like a kid trying to like be like, yo, hey, you played with me, right? You must have done this. Maybe we should work this out. It turns out to be the mom. Barbie runs away from Mattel after she realizes they're trying to kidnap her. And they all go back to Barbie Land to see that Ken has basically taken over. And then they have to try to bring back Barbie Land to the way it was.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's... Wow, this plot's way simpler than I thought it was going to be for other films we talk about. If you told me to, like, make a 5-minute summary of, like, The Lighthouse... impossible.
It'd be very difficult.
It'd be very difficult.
There's 2 guys and there's a fucking lighthouse and they go crazy.
Yeah. There's
and
birds.
There it is.
There's birds that come by.
Oh, there's birds.
That come by.
Fucking birds.
I'm so glad I muted my mic. Oh my god. I'm definitely gonna be muting my mic in between speaking points.
Hey, you know, we do what we gotta.
I'm sick Ken, you know. I'm the Ken that's sick.
Yes.
Anyways, so that's kind of like the whole premise of the story. And there's a big elephant in the room about this film. And that is the P word.
There's also a donkey.
There's a donkey and a horse.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing called the patriarchy. And before we do anything, we're not going to talk about, like, political things here. I know it's very easy to. That's, like, the lowest hanging fruit that some people do for this film. Is be like, oh, it's trying to say this is bad, but it's not. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be a joke. Like,
yeah, I'm not really sold by any political messaging by this film.
Yeah, it's supposed to be these dolls think that they understand the concept of, like, capitalism and yada yada yada. It's the joke is he doesn't. Like, that is the bit. And I find it confusing that people are like, oh, it's trying to send a message that men are bad. No, it's not. It's just a joke. It's just a bit.
And to be fair, if that is the message they're trying to send, they're very confused.
Yeah.
Because this, I struggle to think of a single point that the movie would, like a political message, it would be trying to push without also finding examples of it, like countering that.
Exactly, exactly.
If there is political messaging, it's tripping over itself.
Also,
it's get a message out.
It's also very silly because there's clearly like when Barbie first arrives in the real world, every single man that exists is immediately looking at her and trying to hit on her. And I think
they're all catcalling her
and I think that's not realistic and it's very silly. Like, it's a very silly thing and I find it very fun. It's like, oh, this is very goofy.
I don't know if it would have been realistic 50 years ago, but they're at Venice Beach. Like, that's in LA. Like, no, I don't think that happens there.
Yeah, it's very silly.
And then the cops do it too after they get arrested.
It's so fucking weird. It's so weird.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's funny.
Well, so it's even funny too is they get arrested twice, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop I'm gonna drop the charges because yada 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 because you look so hot in that, and it's just like that's no one would say that in real life.
She can
It's
keep the clothes.
Yeah, it's so comedic. It's comedy. It's supposed to be like, haha, these men are weird and making Barbie feel uncomfortable. That's the joke because some people are like that, but it's supposed to be the joke. It's trying to get across a point that like it's trying to simplify the idea basically, so that way they can get to the story.
Yeah, like reduction to the point of absurdity.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for saying the words that I was thinking, but not knowing how to say them.
Hey, thanks for setting it up.
Nope.
You know, we're a team.
I set up the metaphorical puck, and then you just smack. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I played Rocket League for the first time last night.
Yo.
Yeah.
How was it?
That's pretty good.
Are you good at it?
No, I was very drunk. But let me tell you, when I scored, man, oof, the whole house knew about it. I'm sure of it.
Dude, I don't know why, but the funniest bit to me ever still from like a Family Guy video is when Lois makes sure to have Peter be drunk so he can play the piano, because Peter is secretly like a professional piano player when he's wasted.
Ah.
And I don't know why, but I thought that of you when you were playing Rocket League. Like, you're just at your computer, just doing, like, crazy, like, dribbling with the ball, and then you wake up the next day, like, what the hell happened?
Why can't I play the game anymore?
By the way, do not do that. That is not advice. Do not drink or do drugs or anything to help you with gaming. That is bad. That's called a... What's bad? I don't remember. What's up?
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
If you feel the need to drive while you're drinking, play Rocket League. Don't do it for real.
That's actually a great idea. Yeah, that people should put that in like Ubers when people get picked up by Uber. They put Rocket League in there so you can still kind of drive.
What?
What do you mean what?
Like you lost me.
Like have like a Switch with Rocket League and have them play Rocket League in the back of the
I
car.
gotcha. Like keep them occupied.
Exactly.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the whole idea of like, you know, oh, the men are so like sexist. Yeah, that's the joke. And I don't know. The way I describe this movie's comedy to me is like season 3 Simpsons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Where like, and that's like in a positive terminology. I'm saying that with like in a kind way.
I think this movie is very funny.
Yeah.
I guess just for like background, I had seen it, you know, like 2 months ago or a month ago, whenever, and I enjoyed it a lot then. And then we just watched it together. I think it was your first time, so it was my second.
It was my first time.
Yeah. So we watched it now. So I've had, you know, I knew it was coming. I still think it's real funny.
Yeah, a lot of the lines are very hilarious to me. It's let's see, what the heck? Sorry, I'm focusing. Yeah, the lines and dialogue is very funny to me. There's one that really caught me off guard that made me chuckle. I gotta go find, because I wrote it down. I'm looking at my phone. So Mattel talks about how Mattel and Barbie, like the leader of Mattel and Barbie are all talking to each other. And she was like, I want to talk to the woman in charge. Who's the highest charge here? And then, like, obviously they go down the list, like, oh, I'm this position, and they're all men. And at one point, the guy who originally warned the head of Mattel that Barbie was in the real world, he says, I'm a man with no power. Does that make me a woman? And it's just so silly because he's trying to get attention for something. And I'm just chuckling when he does that line. That's another good one that was like, I think it's something like, she called me a fascist. Oh, what was it? She thinks I'm a fascist, but I don't control the railways or the flow of commerce. And it's weird, right? Because like these lines of dialogue feel weird coming out of Barbie, but it's just funny. It just works really well.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I'm still a big fan of just all the Alan jokes, pretty much.
The what jokes?
Just everything to do with Alan.
Oh yeah, so there's a character in here named Alan who was a once used like Barbie model, It was only used ever once, and he's the only Alan that exists.
Yeah. In the world of Barbies and Kents, there's just one guy named Alan, played by Michael Cera.
It was fantastic in this movie. Everyone in this is pretty good in their roles. They're all pretty fantastic and very silly. Like they play very, they play off each other really well.
Yeah, I agree. I like them all.
Yeah, I like everything to do with. I just forgot his name. Jesus.
Alan.
Yeah, I really like Alan's character because there's a moment where Alan's trying to escape and go to the real world because like no one cares if Alan goes missing. All of NSYNC's are Alan's. It's just even that one.
Even him.
Even him.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I just had a really fun time watching it. I like also the messaging and like the sort of idea of like it's hard. Obviously, we're both dudes. We don't have the experience. But the fact there's like a moment in the movie where a human explains to Barbie all the complicated things that it comes with being a woman in society. I really liked that scene where she was just straight up being honest about how frustrated and overworked and tired she is. I wish they brought that up a little more. Like have a couple more scenes with her and her daughter talking about like how just stressed out she is and how like overwhelmed she feels about things. Because the person who played with the Barbies was the mother of the girl that Barbie thought was the one who played with her. And the girl is like super like feminist. She doesn't like society. She blames Barbie for sending everyone back 50 years. Yada yada yada. And the mom is the one who's currently like struggling and like feels kind of down on everything. I really think they should have done more with those two characters to make us feel more about them. But that scene still really hits for me, you know?
I gotcha. I don't really like that scene. Personally.
Yeah, it's a really well done scene just talking about like how hard everything is just in general in the real world. All the rules that you have to follow and everything.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were gonna do something later where like Ken would hear the speech and contribute his thoughts about it. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure to edit this part out.
Okay, sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I don't know. The first time I watched it, that scene, I was like, these all feel like very like 2013 talking points. Like I feel like I've got all this already. Like I feel like we've moved a bit past this. But on the second watch through now, a lot of the things that she says, I'm like, oh, these are like a lot of these apply to everybody.
Yeah. And the way you say that, it's weird, right? Because I was waiting for this movie to have like this big like fight scene choreographed moment, but it didn't. It was a weird film. It did have this like pre like superhero like schlock sort of events that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like just a movie that was fun. It didn't need to tell like a big thing or a big event. It was just a fun film.
Yeah.
So when you said like 2013, I was like, I could totally see this movie coming out like 13, 14, 15, around that time.
Well, I was just saying that for like
like the ideology and everything.
Talking points in the speech. Yeah.
Okay. No, I think everything still kind of takes
with
place.
that said, obviously, like that'll depend a lot on like where you are and like how you're brought up and the groups you interact with.
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone can take something away from this whole, even like, so the whole Ken arc is also really cool because like Ken realizes, his whole life doesn't have to be about one thing or he do one thing, because that's also kind of what Barbie's realization was too, is she doesn't have to be everything. She just has to be herself, which is what Ken had been doing the whole time, but Ken wanted to be everything with Barbie.
Yeah, his they say right away, like, his day is only made brighter by, like, getting attention from Barbie.
Yeah.
And then his arc is just kinda coming to the
Realizing.
conclusion that he doesn't like, that's not necessary for him.
Yeah, he can just be who he is. And I think that's important for everyone to know. You all should be who you want to be. As long as you don't want to be a bad person, then be whoever you want. As long as you're not going out in the world and being like, you know what, I'm going to murder someone. Don't do that. There's other ways to get back at people besides murder. Because think about it, if you kill someone, that's it. They're done. You know. You can't tort.
Too short.
Literally, it's too short. It's too short of a method.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I guess I don't know. I really don't have much to say about the film besides just was a fun film, and I guess I just needed that. I needed to watch a film that was fun, and this was it. This was a fun film. I think if I watch it like a second or third time, I'm gonna get more out of it. But overall, it was just a very silly film.
Yeah. I don't know. I watched because like we mentioned it briefly. Like Twitter was blowing up about this movie. Like I said earlier, like Ben Shapiro really hates it, but like other people who work for Daily Wire like think it's all a joke and like it's making fun of feminists, stuff like that. So I was really excited to see it and like get in on the conversation as it is. And I don't. So you know about like Death of the Author, right?
No.
Oh, so it's like good way to explain it. It's sort of like the idea that an author can write something with an intention, but then like it won't be interpreted that way. And it's like the idea that once you put like a piece of art out, like you don't have control of it anymore. Now it's out there, and like however it's seen by the world is like how it is. It's I'm trying to like I'm losing words for this.
You're good.
Think about like if
I'm thinking.
If you had like George Lucas was like, there's no lightsabers in Star Wars, right?
Right.
Like that's just wrong. Like we just know that's wrong. And so the theory, it's just like the intentions of the author are relevant to the work.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's how I think that's like the best way to put it. Death of the Author. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because I don't really know what the intention behind this movie was, if it was just to have fun, or if they do think they were making political statements, or if, where that is. But I do think it's really interesting that we have this film in front of us that, like, people from all over the political spectrum, like, a lot of people think it reinforces their worldview. A lot of people think that it's like against their worldview,
Yeah.
And like there's just a ton of conversation about it, and I like that.
Oh my god. Okay, listen. You want to read a bad review?
Sure, we can read bad reviews.
All right. I'm not gonna give the guy's name because that's not gonna do that to somebody. This is from the New York Post.
Okay.
The title is Barbie Review. Margot Robbie's Mattel movie is lousy.
Lousy.
The first line is the packaging of Barbie is a lot more fun than the tedious toy inside the box. Okay. So the first thing
for what it's worth, if anyone like forgot or wasn't aware, Like a lot of money went to the marketing of this movie. Like big
That
old
is
Barbie
true.
statues in plenty of countries. Like the
did-
marketing for this movie was quite excellent.
Didn't they also build a dream house?
They did, yeah.
I remember the only reason I remember the dream house is because someone quote retweeted the news article about it saying Oppenheimer has the chance to do the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, that'd be so good. This just in, a nuke has just been dropped on Barbie's dream house.
Yep.
Midway,
I love it.
So I'm gonna read a line of the review. Midway through this corporate cash grab masquerading as an art installation, a teenage girl shouts at Margot Robbie's Barbie in a California high school cafeteria, "You represent everything wrong with our culture. You destroyed the planet with your glorification of rampant consumerism, you fascist." Barbie, not being used to being criticized, cries, "She thinks I'm a fascist? I don't control the railways or the flow of commerce." That eye-roll-worthy interaction neatly encapsulates the entire Enterprise's high on its own supply sense of humor that always comes at the expense of a character and plot development and turns off anybody who's trying to have a good time. I think this guy took that line as literal.
I think so too.
I think he missed the point that it was a joke.
For what it's worth, I don't think the movie's good at communicating that it's a joke.
I think if you come in with the mindset that it's a comedy movie, you can find the jokes.
I think you're probably right, but
here's another.
On the spectrum of
Right.
clearly a joke to clearly not a joke, that one's pretty sits pretty close to the middle.
Yeah, the way that she reacts is very like the way the girl reacts, I feel like is like very serious. She's like, "This is how I feel about this idea." But it's also a child who thinks they know it all because they're a child. That's how children work. Like,
right.
Like a children.
Well, I assume that's what we're supposed to think.
Yeah,
like,
and
she's
Barbie,
like crazy nonsense person.
Yeah, and Barbie is a toy. She doesn't know what she's saying or what she's doing.
Well, whether she's right or not, like the girl
Right.
thinks that, so that would still be upsetting.
And the point of the movie is to make sure, like, at least part of it is the arc for the girl to realize, hey, maybe these Barbies aren't bad, and I'm
right.
Yeah, maybe
that girl doesn't get much.
She gets enough. You know what I'm saying? She gets enough. It's mostly about the mom, but it's about them trying to get back together. Let's see. All right, here's another line. Mirren then goes on to tell us of a utopia called Barbie Land, where a diverse array of Barbies and Ken inhabit a matriarchal society in which a Barbie is president. The Supreme Court is made up entirely of Barbies. If you're hoping to... okay, here it is. If you're hoping to experience a multiverse of unique, strong personality Barbies, you're better off going to Toys R Us after a few martinis. So that alone, there's more to it, but that alone shows you the age of this man to say Toys R Us. They're dead. They're gone.
What's Toys R Us?
What are you saying? You fucking old man. Played by Harry Neff, Dua Lipa, Nicola Coughlan, and Emma Mackley, among others, the group members all act similarly and are frustratingly interchangeable with few standout moments. He's complaining that the dolls of Barbie all act the same.
Yeah, it's just not that deep.
That's
man.
The point. They're supposed to. They're toys. The idea is that they live the same life and they do the same thing without thinking about it because they're toys.
Yep.
It would be like if Toy Story had an arc where like Woody saw another Woody and was just like, "Oh, you're the exact same as me. That can't be right. I'm my only me." Wait, that didn't happen in Toy. That was Toy Story 2. Buzz did that.
Wait a minute.
Buzz literally did that. Yeah, that literally happened, and Buzz learned to be himself.
Yep.
Let's see. The narrator adds that Barbie Land citizens believe that thanks to Barbie, all problems of feminism and equal rights have been solved out in the real world. He doesn't give the dot. Go ahead.
That's clearly just that was clearly just a joke.
Also, she immediately follows that up by saying, or at least that's what they think.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't add that in this review. He doesn't say that or clarify that at all.
Yeah, that line's important. He was too busy
getting mad,
hogging when he heard that.
Yeah, he was like
girl clutching.
What?
pearl clutching.
The hell is a pearl clutching?
No. It's like you picture like an older lady at the opera, and like someone says like the fuck word or something, and you're like, you clutch at your pearls.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Let's see.
And we're learning all kinds of things today.
Yeah. The writing across the board is lazy. Gerwig and Baumrock's script doesn't need to be plausible. It's about Barbies, for God's sakes, but every time it takes a bonkers narrative leap, somebody cracks a joke about what's happened as if the viewer is a cultureless rube to ever question the film's logic. I don't know. Cause like
it's pretty internally consistent, isn't it?
I mean, the real world doesn't have weird, crazy events happening. The people there are just acting weird because Barbie's there. Like, that's kind of like the thing. Like, the box, the scene with the box is very silly if you think about it, but it's also a Barbie. They're going to obviously put her in the box and leave her there. That's kind of the idea. But there's also scenes where people, there's like
it's just like set dressing on like the idea of like chaining her up or something and sending her back to Barbie Land. Like, it's just a more fun way to do that. It's not like anything.
It's left vague.
Obviously, all of Mattel is like ridiculous and strange.
But there's like that scene where she sits down on the park bench and is like looking around at all the people and like just basking in life and like the real world. And that moment when she's with the old lady and she's just like, I think you are beautiful. Like, there's little moments of that where it's like realistic, you know. She has this like very like this ideology of the world, and she's seeing everyone being happy, and she's like, oh, people can be happy here too. That's great.
Oh, they got everything. Some people are happy, some people are fighting. The one guy's like all sad, and kids are laughing. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
And a mother daughter.
Not to be reductionist, but like it's a pretty basic message. It's just like I think usually it's pretty well conveyed.
What Barbie achieves is it being an empty movie designed for the vacious social media age in which the most important part is snapping a photo of the poster. What? What does that mean? What does he mean? What?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
What Barbie achieves is being an empty movie designed for a vacacious social media age in which the most important part is snapping a photo of the poster. Huh? What?
I guess he's just saying it's like empty and it's just like the blockbuster to see because that's what everyone else is doing.
Maybe
I don't know. That like I don't like making claims like that because
the movie
lines start to get blurry whenever we go and see stuff.
The movie makes the lame choice of sending Barbie and Ken to California. What?
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I'm very confused by this.
I'm no fan of Cali, but what's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's weird. This review.
I guess we could have spent all of our time in Barbie Land, but I don't know why we would.
Yeah, that seems dumb. The idea is supposed to be Barbie realizes that not everything's perfect, and she comes back with these lessons of life and meaning.
I guess it's weird that there's only one weird Barbie. For context,
oh right, yeah, go ahead.
Kate McKinnon plays weird Barbie. She's like got short hair and like her like weird makeup and like she's always doing splits, and it's because her Barbie in real life was like played with too hard, so she's all fucked up. Like her hair got cut and burnt, and like she's just drawing on her with markers and that sort of thing. Anyway, all this to say, I guess like by the film's logic, they should all be weird because there's got to be hundreds of millions of Barbies that are all fucked up, right?
I think it's just hers was just the most fucked up. Also, they do show other Barbies that were fucked up. Remember, they showed the Ken dolls that were like discontinued and were fucked with too.
Oh, well, those were discontinued.
That's true. That's true. It is.
They weren't like messed up.
It is.
I just
I get
not to pry at the logic of the movie too much, but it's like if that's what he's trying to say, like it's weird that he wouldn't list that as an example, and also like yeah, fair enough. I agree, but
Uh,
I don't
I
know,
mean,
not that big of a deal.
what's
Is
weird
there
is
anything weird?
Go ahead.
Is there anything like? Do they ever break the logic of how they get to and from Barbie Land?
No,
They
it's
have to go
consistent.
through the process every time.
And then when they want to go from the real world to Barbie Land, they do the process but backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's consistent.
Yeah, I don't overthink it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rollerblades, rocket ship, boat, trailer, whatever.
I think
Car,
that
you know.
I think that line is really important. Just like the "don't overthink it" line is important too, because that's kind of like what you want to do with this film. Like, don't
Oh,
yeah.
we in the industry call that lamp shading. It's
Yeah.
drawing attention to your problem to like try to make the problem go away, even though that doesn't really work. But again, like
Yeah.
I don't really think there's a problem there.
No,
Like it's just
I think this movie does it
internal
well.
inconsistency. You know, we've got it.
Yeah, I think this movie does it
At
really
least
well.
I think, unless there's something example I'm not thinking of.
I
But
don't know. I'm just like, so I read like bits and pieces of the article. I didn't read the whole thing, obviously, but like that, those are like the main points. It's a very, I don't know. It's weird, right? Like, I don't get how you can look at this film and feel this way. This feels like just a fun film.
I guess if you didn't think it was funny or didn't have fun with it, then like I don't know. I still don't see how it's like offensive.
Wait. Hey, these articles are fucking hilarious. Hold on. Anti-woke Barbie backlash fails miserably.
I did it.
What does that mean?
I heard a ton of anti-woke backlash, so I don't know. Did it fail?
Oh, it's talking about people who made like thumbnails and videos on YouTube about like the Barbie movie being feminist culture and how that's like not working. Oh, there's the Ben Shapiro photo.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wait.
Him with his little notebook.
Someone edited the photo. I need to send you this right now.
Yeah.
Someone edited the photo to where he has Ken's legs.
Oh. Oh. I'm not happy that you're showing me this.
That's pretty good.
I
Oh fuck.
I don't like it.
These memes are actually really funny. There's one that's remember Sid from Toy Story? This is him now. Field, yeah. It's the photo of Ben when he's about to burn the Barbie. Anyways, yeah, this movie was just fun. I don't really have a lot to say. Do you have anything you want to say about the film that we didn't touch on?
I don't know. I feel like if we wanted to make more content on this, it would need to be like looking at other reviews and that sort of thing. Because yeah, I really don't think it needs to go much further than it's clearly fun and it's got like a bit of heartfelt messaging.
Right.
I still would posit that like I think the script is a bit confused. Like if it is trying to make a point, I'm not sure which one it necessarily is.
I could see that. I think,
but
to me,
like
the idea and the hope from the writers was more of just to be about the characters of Barbie and Ken, and everyone around them is kind of like secondary, like how they affect their interactions with both Barbie and Ken lead to their ultimate realization that Barbie can be herself and Ken can just be himself as well. Like Ken can be anything he wants and Barbie can be herself.
And I think the Ken arc is probably the strongest part of the movie.
I think it's strongest and also the funniest because he's just I don't know how else to say. He has himbo energy. He just doesn't know what's happening or what's going on, but he's so confident. It's so endearing.
I really like watching him when they get to LA. Like people are like looking at him and he's just like, oh man, everyone's looking at me. This is great.
Which is, he doesn't usually get that in the Barbie land because, he's usually being ignored for other Kens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad it didn't go down the rabbit hole of like, oh, I'm an alpha Ken. I'm the supreme Ken. They didn't do any of that. He was just a silly guy. Even as the quote-unquote villain.
I guess, like, it for even when like the Kens are in charge and like, you know, playing their games and getting their brewski beers, like they're still not like bad per se. Like they're not awful. They're not like pigs, you know?
Right. Like there's a level of like oh, this is very uncomfortable to be around or to see happening to these Barbies, but then the Barbie's like, no, this is totally fine, and I'm like, okay, that's weird.
Well, they're not like disrespectful, really.
No.
Like at all. Yeah.
They're
And
just
like, I don't
throwing
know.
words out
Like,
there. Like the words they say are just very silly. It's just like, okay, you don't know what any of these words mean, and that's so funny.
yeah, they're just being ridiculous.
Exactly.
And like like when they're doing the bit with the Godfather,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. He's not like being demeaning. Like he just wants to
He's
explain his
passionate.
favorite. He just wants to tell you about his favorite movie. Like
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
He just wants
And like
to be
with
respected.
the Photoshop thing, it's like, I don't know if he's mansplaining. Like he seems alright. He's trying to help you out.
Yeah, she asked for help.
Yeah.
There's still that level. It's not just some guy watching a girl do Photoshop. It's be like, oh, you're doing it wrong. Here, let me show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just, I don't know. Either they weren't trying to like commit too hard to a position like that, or they just,
That
had
was
fun
their
with
intention. Yeah, I think that might have been their intention. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At least I would like to think so, because
Yeah.
I message doesn't work too well for me if they're not like, worse.
No, I get you. But yeah, I think with that out of the way, I think we give this movie a proper review.
A proper review.
I think we should. I'm gonna give this.
We do proper reviews now, guys.
I'm gonna give this about 4 rollerblades.
4 rollerblades?
Yeah, usually I only want 2. The other 2 are just extra in case I really want to use it again.
They're for your hands.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you? What do you give this film?
Oh, it's a fun ride, similar to holding the wing of a rocket ship.
Ah, it's a fun ride. That's a good idea. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So,
I like it. I have a positive disposition towards the movie.
yeah, I didn't have any problems with it. It was fun. It was just a fun film.
Yeah.
I'm going to look
The
more.
problems that do you have, or just like minor stuff, like the one girl who's like, I don't remember if she's like a physicist or like a surgeon or something, and she's like, after they unbrainwash her, she's like, why am I wearing this? I wouldn't wear this. And it's like a dress or something, and she's like, I want to put on some pants. It's like, you can be a physicist and wear a dress. That's okay. You're okay.
Yeah. You're fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. No one cares.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna look more into these reviews because I'm genuinely curious to see where this rabbit hole leads me.
You want to go through a couple more? How long have we been going at it here?
We're hitting the hour mark here in about 8 minutes.
Damn, really?
Yeah, we talked about this for a hot minute. There's Metacritic. Here we go.
Metacritic, perfect.
There's zeros. Jesus, what? It doesn't have a good story. So boring. The worst Barbies movie. I can't believe there are some people who liked it.
That sounds like a Metacritic review.
Margot Robbie will never gain the respect back that she once had. She was deliberately chose to be part one of the most hateful modern movies. So he just doesn't like Margot Robbie for some reason?
She did great.
Yeah. I can't read that one.
I don't know if we discussed it, or we mentioned we like all the actors, but Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling especially do really good in this movie.
I remember I was being really worried about Ryan Gosling because I'm like, that's gonna be so silly. He's gonna be so silly, but a Barbie movie is gonna be so bad. But no, he did great. He did great with everything. All right, here's a good one. Just so everyone knows, Warner is paying MC to keep positive reviews on top no matter what. If you post a negative review, it will get almost automatically 100 dislikes. And if someone dislikes positive reviews, they will post new fake positive reviews and upvote them. Give them around 100 to 150 likes in seconds. Ones doing it are MC moderators, and they get paid to constantly monitor these reviews and make sure that only positive reviews would stay on top. That's the first period of the sentence. This is one of the most defended movies of all time because the first time ever that a radical feminist found a loophole how to get parents with their kids into cinemas to watch radical feminists. I don't get it. Is it literally just because this went from a conspiracy theory to like women hate? I can't believe, like, I was not expecting the follow up.
Deep does the rabbit hole go?
Yeah, it's like watching a tennis racket and then he just pulls out a gun. It's just like I was expecting you to play tennis, but I guess you're gonna shoot me.
I guess we're here already. All right.
I didn't.
I mean, I have no issue believing that Metacritic and any other like review aggregate.
I mean, we talked about that earlier.
Paid. Yeah, we did.
We talked about that
because that came out about Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah, we could double check that if you want to keep talking about that review.
Company, whose name I don't remember, pays reviewers. I think it was like $50 for a review.
Let's see. Oh, that's convenient. The things that pop up is a thing called Paid Off with Michael Torpey on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, that's curious.
Huh.
Let's see.
Anyway, as for like,
I can read that later.
I guess like the most feminist part of the movie is probably the fact that her, you know, largely, partially feminist speech is what, you know, gets all the Barbies out of their mind control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
and it's like, sure, but
I don't see anything wrong with the speech. The speech is right. Like the girl is right.
I thought the speech was pretty mediocre or bad, pretty cringe, and also like I don't know, like the speech of like all the terrible things we humans go through is what breaks you out of your days. It's like, all right.
I mean, yeah, it's this idea of like suffering makes you human, and I'm just like, well, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's all part of it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not trying to like hit that when she's at the end, Margot Robbie, Barbie, is like deciding if she wants to become human or not. And she gets like I don't know, a vision of it's like a whole bunch of footage of like mothers and their daughters like playing together and having fun, having a good time. So it's like I don't think it's any kind of like anti-family message or anything like that, because the movie seems to be implying that that's like the best part of life, which is you know, a good argument, I'd say. So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to avoid all these reviews that are about feminism because that's what a lot of these are about, which
it's no Fight Club for women, but like it's not.
This movie is pure trash for the reasons Elon outlined. I will never stop reposting my review, number 9. Oh, his reviews keep getting deleted. Let's see.
What was Elon's review of the movie?
I didn't know he reviewed the movie. Let's see. There's another one I read that wow, this was way worse than expected. Only kind of good thing about was Ryan Gosling as Chad Ken, the Patriarch Master. I knew it. Someone was going to say it.
He was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, he was fun. Great. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up what Elon said about the movie. He was met with some situational people had said. Let's see. The billionaire wrote, if you take a shot every time Barbie says the word patriarchy, you will pass out before the movie ends. Is that it? Is that literally all he said?
They didn't say it that much, even.
Barbie doesn't say it a lot.
Ken says it the most.
Yeah, Ken says it the most because the joke is that he doesn't know what the word means.
Yeah.
That's like the joke.
Well, he's like the oppressed class in the Barbie world. So yeah, he goes into the real world and they're like, oh yeah, there's this patriarchy where men are all powerful. And like he doesn't know like any of the repercussions or like negative effects of that. Of course he's gonna be like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you tell a himbo that he could be in charge, this is what happens. I don't know. These reviews are getting sad. I can't read any more of these. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's
These
okay.
reviews are just sad people. They're not fun,
I
sad.
It's very terminally online stuff, and that's coming
Yeah.
from me.
Dude,
That's how
same,
you know.
bro. Dude, honestly, same, yeah. But with that, I think we'll close the episode there. Thank you all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate you being here, as per usual. You can find me on twitch.tv/Cole's Corner, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday from 10 to 11:30 midnight, around that time.
And you can find me here.
And nowhere else, because you're a hermit.
Pretty much nowhere else.
You're a hermit on the internet.
Why would I want to be anywhere else?
This is the perfect place. This is Colandia, you know? The perfect world for both Cole and James.
That's right. There's only 2 people in this world, similar to Barbie and Ken. James and Cole.
Is Pat our Alan?
Pat is our Alan.
Pat would be our Alan, yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, wait, no, Alan. Oh, Pat, done.
Well, I was forgetting about Alan, because that's like...
the joke.
The joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, and you'll have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I